Adorn my night.
Hunt them down.
Neutralizing threat.
Your grand finale.
As you can see, I have Clorinde. Now, it did take me 2 nearly hard pities to get her, so that's a little bit depressing. But that does mean I've given up on getting her weapon Absolution for the time being. Instead, I'm using Harage Bakufutsu. Now, I'm really enjoying Clorinde, and that should be no surprise. The Electro main really enjoys Electro characters. More news at 10. We're here with Clorinde and Masanori, who is looking at some fireflies, I believe. So, this is a team that I like to play with Clorinde. Of course, this is not necessarily the most optimal team, but when have you ever known me to care about what the most optimal team is? Instead, this is a team
Into the shadows.
where we get to use a couple of different kinds of buffs with Clorinde.
This will do.
Loaded. Time to finish this.
And kind of just pop off like that. Now notice that in this team we were able to basically use Clorinde and do what she does, and then swap to Sarah, do another charge attack, and then start again with Clorinde. And that's because of the way that I've built Clorinde. I'm using Thundering Fury. And so with Thundering Fury, the cooldown of her skill gets reduced from, I think it's around about 7 seconds, down to like 2, which is enough time for me to swap over to Sarah and do an extra bit of Sarah shenanigans in order to then buff Clorinde and then go right ahead once again. So that's really cool. Of course, it's easy to maintain Thundering Fury shenanigans when you have someone like Nahida on the team, and of course Nahida is really strong, especially if you have C2. So that's kind of what it is. And on top of that, I'm bringing Mika for the only reason of bringing the attack buff, or rather the attack speed buff, because as far as I can tell, Mika, when you've actually leveled up his skill, is the fastest singular attack speed buff available in the game. I do have C2 Jean, but that is only 15%. I also have C6 Yunjin, who's also very good as a way of just buffing pistol shots, if that's something you want to do, but her attack speed buff is only 12%. So in lieu of more damage, I want more speed. So that's why I've gone for Mika. Of course, otherwise, I mean, it's not that her normal pistol shot firing rate is too slow for my taste. It's actually fine. So bringing Baiju or bringing Zhongli or maybe another DPS buff, or hell, bringing Official if you want. It's not that her pistol shots are too slow for my taste. But when you have the opportunity to go faster, why not? But yeah, probably most of the time I might actually not have Mika on the team just doing random shenanigans like that, but definitely I think it's pretty fun to get some more attack speed. And then also, another thing I wanted to talk about briefly, just as like, I guess a first impression if you will, when it comes to the idea of using Clorinde's Lunge, which apparently can do a lot of damage when you actually do a full Bond of Life meter lunge and therefore get a big heal out of it as well, or a somewhat decent heal out of it as well. It can do a lot of damage, but the thing is, I actually kind of like using the lunge for mobility more than damage, which is definitely not something that I recommend doing if you're trying to optimize her damage, obviously, but I don't know, being able to just move around so much really rapidly as well, it kind of just gives her this level of dynamic gameplay that I really like. So it's an option. It kind of technically reduces your DPS by a significant amount because those stabs do quite a decent chunk of damage. But at the same time, your DPS disappears if you die. And I find lunging at particularly hard-hitting enemies like Triple Kenki tends to result in you dying unless you also do a perfect dodge afterwards, which is also a little bit of a DPS loss. So something to think about. If someone is about to do a sort of radial slash and you decide to lunge straight at them and then you get killed, that's kind of on you. and then Clorinde doesn't do any more DPS. So instead, you could use that lunge to reposition yourself and move around the battlefield a lot, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I really like Clorinde. I think she's a lot of fun to play. I probably will be playing her quite a fair bit, and then maybe playing her every so often while I swap her out for other Electro characters that I like a lot historically, like Miko, Lisa, etc, etc, etc. Of course, I'll probably play her with Fischl as well, because there is a lot of damage that you can do with Clorinde and Fischl, as is pretty much shown in every single guide on the planet at the present moment except this one. So, you know, optimal damage rotations and team comps, obviously they exist. This is not necessarily one of them, but I'm just trying to optimize my enjoyment of every single character in the game, and this is how I've so far found with Clorinde. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. How are you enjoying Clorinde? Let me know in the comments, because I think she's really, really cool to play. She's not that kind of like DPS. Well, I don't know if she's necessarily that kind of DPS powerhouse like Neuvillette and Arlecchino, especially if 99% of us are currently using her as basically a Fischl driver. I do that as well, but I also do that with Bori, so not exactly the DPS powerhouse if you're just doing that. But because she actually can synchronize pretty well with C6 Sara, maybe there is some way that she could be a DPS powerhouse of some description. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Of darkness, destruction shall rise. Into the shadows. Have a taste of purgatory. A sharpshooter. Hunt them down.
Right here.
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Consciousness has been seared away.
Grow.
My blade is all that
Right
remains.
now. Right here. Protect.
Shoot on sight.
Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Right now.